Hey everyone. Okay, so right out of the gate, a lot of this episode sets the stage for the overarching plot of the Elders, or I guess more specifically Marcus, Mars, and York, trying to find the source of Vegapunk's transmission. And this is unfortunately the part where right out of the gate, I have to admit, watching this episode reminded me why I despise York as an antagonist as much as I do, which is to say, York is written is written solely as a pathetic opportunist. How everything she does is in service of the singular goal and belief that she'll be rewarded with the title of Celestial Dragon. And don't get me wrong, it is possible to write that kind of character to be compelling. I think the best example I can think of is pre-time skip Blackbeard. I know a lot of people are going to jump on me for that, but Blackbeard was a little bit kind of pathetic. Was a bit of a pathetic opportunist beginning. He did have the power, but he was like that in some ways. And so it is possible to write that kind of character, but and and don't get me wrong, it is going to be entertaining to see York constantly fail throughout the rest of this arc because of how that singular focus is going to blind her from thinking less and less rationally the more she stumbles to find where Vegapunk's transmission is being broadcast from. But simultaneously, just watching this episode, it brought back a lot of memories of reading this arc in the manga, and each time, I swear this, I'm not joking, each time she showed up in the manga during this part, she started feeling more and more like such an annoying background character than a genuine threat. And again, I get the vibe that it's only going to be exacerbated in the anime. Like, this is going to be one of those cases where for as annoying as I thought York was in the manga, I get the feeling that having to deal with her is going to be, having to tolerate her is going to be even worse in the anime for me. And again, I don't want to make this all about an entire hit piece on York, but it's just, I kind of do have to get my thoughts out there that, yeah, this episode did remind me why I was never much a fan of York, honestly. Now, obviously, we do see the episode end with Marcus Mars seemingly finding the source of the broadcast, but yeah, let's be real. It's very likely one of Vegapunk's decoys. Like, the arc isn't going to end this so soon, obviously. But okay, putting my problems with York aside, though, I still do like how this episode feels like things are just constantly escalating, constantly wrapping up. Like, for every little victory Straw Hats gain, like for example the team of Atlas, Frankie and Bonnie just facing down those vice admirals. The five elders throw themselves back into the fray to remind us they are still the biggest threat on the island, and all leading to a rather horrifying moment near the end of the episode where we see that the Straw Hats are about to go up against Saturn while Frankie and Atlas come face to face with Nosturo. And yeah, I remember thinking the prospect of fighting these two in itself was scary in the manga, so I'm sure the animation team is gonna make reliving that whole experience downright terrifying. Like, the way the animation team has really captured just how horrifying the five elders are in these forms and just how powerful they are. It's like, yeah, we're headed for some scary ass shit going on. In saying that, I do like how the episode did give some spotlight. Again, I like how the episode did give spotlight to a lot of those secondary characters like Frankie and Bonnie and whatnot, and show that they can hold their own just as much in a fight, even though I know for a fact that taking on Vice Admirals is likely to lead to very annoying power scaling discussions from the community, but as a whole, I did like this episode for giving us those moments with those, like, somewhat secondary characters, you could say. Now, one of the interesting things about this episode was its pacing, and this is one of those odd times when when watching an episode where it feels like we covered a lot of ground, yet not enough either. It's that weird feeling that this episode could have gone for just a little bit longer and covered just a little bit extra ground, but simultaneously, it did still set the stage perfectly for the next episode, where it's a guarantee everything is going to go even more off the rails and off the rails and straight to hell than ever before. Like everything the episode did is to set up that yeah, the elders are going on the attack and they're not taking any chances. They are pushing back, cornering the Straw Hats and their allies at every turn in an attempt to to not leave any room for error that would allow them to escape. And the thing is with the elders, I don't know if they need to flex this much against the Straw Hats, but you can tell the awakening of Nika has definitely made them a little paranoid. For them, any letting their guard down in any shape or form is just for them is is a concept where they're not willing to take any chances, which in itself I think does expose their desperation, which does leave them more open to mistakes. But unlike other antagonists beforehand, that also makes them equally more dangerous. Like, the thing that's the most fascinating upon revisiting this arc and the five elders as antagonists is that however prone that they are making themselves to the same faults as other antagonists, like overconfidence, arrogance, and underestimating the Straw Hats, this potentially underestimating the Straw Hats, this arc also shows they're a whole different breed of antagonists either, ones that shows that for however much the Straw Hats continue to grow stronger, there's still a ceiling, and right now the five elders are kind of part of that ceiling to overcome. And it does make you wonder even more how much stronger Emu is by comparison. Like especially if even the five elders like bow their heads every time Emu's in the room. And yeah, I know we joke about Jupe Peter's monster form being an earthworm, but that wind tunnel he created with his breath was no joke either. That was some scary shit going on. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe on Blue Sky, Analyst Crunchyroll, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and just shove it around, guys. Dark Knight signing off. Later, everyone.